AC here for Retire.Asia. I want to talk to you today about something semi-serious and semi-fun. There's a thing going around, medical in Thailand is great. It's inexpensive. So if you come over and you need to get medical work done, it's really great. And most people that get medical work done have the need before they come over, and then they come over and get the medical needs taken care of. But some people end up getting ill when they're over here. And what they get is something they can't go to a hospital to fix. And it's called Expatitis. There's a word in Thai language, and it's called bon. And really what that means is complaining. And there are people that come over, and I don't know what happens to them when they get here. They just start complaining about everything. And we're going to talk about that as we walk down the beach. But what I wanted to do is, one of the things that happens when you come over here, you sort of got to be, I'd say, have 75% patience and 25% MacGyver. And what I mean by that is, now it's gotten a lot better in the last 10 years, but before you'd want to do something or buy something that was just easy to go to the store and get, and it wasn't an issue at all back home. But then you get over here and you start looking for the same thing, and they don't have it yet. We have so many little knickknacks and little specialized items that are sold that it's easy to find whatever it is you're looking for. But you come over to Thailand, or especially now Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, they don't have all these little knickknacks, these things. Thailand is getting better. So you got to go sort of be MacGyver. You got to look at, okay, what's my outcome, and what is it that I'm trying to do, and then try and fit everything together and make it work. So one of the things that we're going to MacGyver today, because before I go coastal on you, I want to show you one little MacGyver thing. For some people, because they come and it's very tropical, they want to have some kind of drink like a pina colada or something. They go, I can't even find Coco Lopez over there, which is a key ingredient for a pina colada. So I'm going to show you how to MacGyver a pina colada, and then we're going to go take a walk on the beach. How's that? So anyway, what's the ingredients of a pina colada? Well, there's rum. And now in Thailand, you're not going to go to the store unless you go to a grocery store and buy a rum that's imported. And they have all the rums that you can imagine. We even have some of the best rums, Mount Gay, Havana Club, all that is here. But Thailand has something called sang som, and sang som, even though most Thai people are going to call it lao or whiskey, it's actually a rum, and it's actually a really good rum. I've traveled around the world, and I'd say this is comparable to getting something like Brugal rum or Ron Centenario in Costa Rica. Brugal, I think I got in Dominican Republic. It's going to be something like that. Very good rum. And it's local. I think this bottle cost 137 to 150 baht. So you can get this. So you got your rum. Good to go. Sang som. Pineapple juice. You can get a can of pineapple juice in a 7-Eleven, like 10 baht. This was 10 baht. And you got pineapple juice with actually pineapple chunks meat in it as well. So you get the pineapple juice, you got your rum. Now comes the hard part. Well, ice isn't the hard part. Ice you can get anywhere. And fresh pineapple you can get anywhere. Now, I actually wanted to have this slice bigger, and it came up small. And this is one of those things when you want something and it doesn't come out the way you wanted it to come out, you just sort of got to go with the flow. So, now the challenge is the Coco Lopez. No Coco Lopez. Well, what is Coco Lopez? It's actually coconut and sweetened coconut cream. When they actually call it coconut cream. So we're going to make our own Coco Lopez. How's that? I'm going to show you how to do this. All you need to do is get a can of sweetened condensed milk. This is Carnation sweetened condensed milk. And some coconut milk. 100% coconut milk. Now, because we're in the Ripper Mobile, I'm going to show you how to do this even if you're camping. All you need to do is open up the sweetened condensed milk, get a bottle from water. This is a 7 to 10 bottle of drinking water. After you drink it, you got the bottle. Pour the sweetened coconut milk in here, the sweetened milk, condensed milk, that sweetened condensed milk, and the coconut milk. Combine those in the bottle, and what do? You just shake it up. Guess what? There's our Coco Lopez. Woohoo! All set. There you go. All set. Now, that's a pretty big glass, huh? I guess this is going to be a two-person glass. So, let's go ahead and what we need to do, actually, is we're going to put, it's a pretty big glass. I think we'll put a couple ounces of rum in there. That's about 2 ounces of rum. And we're going to put some pineapple juice in. Wow, the chunks of pineapple won't even come out. That's how much pineapple's in there. It's actually chunks. Wow, cool. Wow. Yeah, I want to get the chunks of pineapple. They won't come out. Huh. I'm going to cut myself if I'm not careful. The older I get, the clumsier I get. The more I end up cutting myself or doing some crazy stuff. So anyway, we got pineapple juice and then our Coco Lopez. Pour some Coco Lopez in there. Oh my God. Stir it up. Put a couple ice cubes in there. I think there might have been too much rum for that much pineapple and coconut. But let's try it out. See what we got here. Oh, then actually I wanted the pineapple to be bigger so it would fit on the side of the glass so it would be real pretty for you all. But it came out real small. And then we got, what do we have? Our obligatory umbrella that's broken. Anyway, put that in there. What do we got? We got a JC colada. There you go. That's how to MacGyver a pina colada. Let's take a taste. Oh, wow. Remember I was saying the pineapple chunks would be really a great improvement to this? It isn't, because they're getting stuck in my straw. Anyway. And then you can eat the pineapple as well. Incredible pineapple. But there you go. Flexibility. Got to figure out a way to open the can. Figure out a way to make Coco Lopez. If they cut the pineapple too small, you got to go with the flow. So we're going to talk about Expatitis. Oh, if you're wondering, do I do this a lot? No. I actually had a bottle like this at home, and I think it was a year later, and it wasn't even empty. And then for when guests come over, I actually have some Havana Club or Mount Gay in case somebody likes rum, in case they want some good rum, or it's a special occasion. So anyway, Expatitis. Let's talk about it as we walk down the beach, okay? Okay, well, I got my to-go cup with my pina colada. So let's take a walk on the beach. Okay, so let's talk Expatitis. What is Expatitis? Well, it's inflammation of the complaining area of the brain. And what I mean by that is, there's some people that think that this is going to be the end-all be-all, the panacea of their life is to come live in another country. And it doesn't matter if it's Thailand, Costa Rica, Cambodia, any country, Southeast Asia, Latin countries. they're unhappy where they are. And then they get where they're going, and guess what? They're unhappy there too. You know why? Because they took themselves with them. You can't get away from it. But the challenge that I've found over here, and what I want to tell you all about, is that you need to stay away from these kind of people. Now, how do you determine who has Expatitis? Well, you're going to hear things like corrupt, stupid, dangerous, all these things, and they're going to be associated with, they're going to say the words Thailand, Thai people. They're going to generalize everything, and their generalizations are not going to be good. And so all the time they're comparing things to here compared to the way they were back home, and always have something negative to say. And even if you have something positive happen in your life, guess what? They're going to see it as a negative. And then they're going to want you to fail, because you know why? Because they're going to be able to say, I told you so. Now, when I see these people, I don't spend any time around them. In fact, after about 20 minutes, I got to tell them, I ask them, why do you live here? Why don't you go home? And usually, I'd say in 80% of the cases, they say they can't. They can't afford to go back home. I can't afford to live back home. And I said, well, if you made the decision to come here, and you made the decision to leave all your stuff behind, your life, everything, and move here, why don't you take advantage of that and actually try and make it a positive experience? You know, it doesn't matter who we are. We always have a choice of the way we look at things. These are these values and beliefs videos I always put up on YouTube. You have a choice. You know, do you want to see the good things in life, or you want to see the bad things? It all depends on what you focus on. And so the misery that those people feel, and it's usually an internal misery, gets them to always focus on the bad things, or the things that don't make them feel good. And guess what? Whatever you focus on, you get more of. So when they start talking about, you know, how bad relationships are here, do you think they have a good relationship to prove them wrong? No, they're always going to look for something to prove them right. Because if they start proving themselves wrong, they lose the foundation of their beliefs, of what makes them feel confident and secure. Hope that makes sense to you. Because we all want certainty in our life. And what we do is we develop these set of beliefs and everything, and then we look for ways to make them all come true, to see it the way we expect it to be, or the way we want it to be. And unfortunately, those people don't want it to be good. So if you're coming over here and you settled in and you spend any time around expats, you need to look for the ones with expatitis and stay away from them like the plague. And like I say, you'll be able to pick it up really easy. Who is that type of person? And if anybody's watching this video and they are that kind of person, it's not a negative thing that I'm trying to put on somebody or a label. It's something people need to think about. And we don't want other people to get sucked into that. So that's why I say stay away. But if you happen to notice that you do that, then you really need to evaluate what your values and beliefs are that make you focus that way. Because usually that's what it is. And yeah, things aren't perfect. Hey, you can't get Coco Lopez over here. Speaking of that, and remember, bad news sells too. You know, I did a video about the beliefs that allow us to focus on whether relationships here are good or bad, or the people in the relationships are good or bad. And it's interesting that the concept of love, it doesn't include any kind of mutually beneficial thing from a Western point of view. It will include mutually beneficial stuff if there's some kind of underpinning of this true love, you know, of this soulmate thing. But I know so many people, I mean, we love, there's different types of love. And so to think that somebody can't, hey, I found a primitive tool. Wow, look, that's a paddle. It's either for a very small canoe or a large vat of pina colada. I'm not sure which one. But anyway, Yeah, there's all sorts of love, and there's all sorts of types of love, and you need to think about which one you want. If you're going to go head over heels over somebody, that sort of supersedes all the practical aspects of the relationship, and usually that's what happens when, you know, the infatuation wears off, and then people realize there was nothing basis left. And so if you can develop the relationship over here from a practical standpoint first, and grow to love that person, you wouldn't start out. Remember this, you know, people think all of a sudden you come up and you walk up to somebody and it's a business relationship, all of a sudden you stay together. It's not like that. I always equated what happens over here is it's like a date, and you always see if you get along with somebody first before it proceeds. And so if you don't get along with the person, or you don't see something that you want to hang around with for a long period of time, the relationship stops from your point of view. Well, the same thing happens for women over here. If they hang out with you, they're not going to stay with you just for money. They won't. It's got to be some kind of other aspects to the relationship that makes them want to stay. Of course, the financial aspect of it is a bonus. And if they care, I've seen people that ended up having no money, and they were given an allowance, a monthly allowance to a lady so she could send it back to her parents. And the guy came upon either ill health or a problem, and the lady didn't leave, and she sacrificed a lot. And so we hear about the ones where the lady bails. And what the funny thing is, when I hear about this as well, is like, wow, you don't know anybody that's been taken for everything in a divorce settlement? I mean, a lot of the members or people that watch YouTube videos are in that boat. So to think that only Thai women do this is crazy. But anyway, back to Expatitis, because the reason I brought that up is because some of these guys that have Expatitis will also do this about the relationships. You'll always hear about women are bad, women are going to take advantage of you. When they hear of one, they say, see, I told you. If you get in a relationship, they're going to go, you shouldn't do that. I know guys that get in a relationship with Thai women, and there's some friends that have Expatitis won't even talk to them. They disassociate with them because they got a relationship. So anyway, there you go. I'm going to enjoy this. Here, you can see that my pina colada fits right into this environment. And again, we always look, we get more of what we look for. And I always am looking for some kind of peace and tranquility in my life. There's enough craziness in the world. That's why I don't really pay attention to news. And if you want enlightenment and you're an American, don't turn on any news or watch any news coming from American websites. But turn on news that's coming from other countries and see what the rest of the world is perceiving, and it's a lot different from what Americans are perceiving. You know, they talk about, I won't even get into that. We won't even get into that now. Anyway, and that's why I don't talk about it, and that's why I don't really focus on it. This is what I focus on, and trying to help out other people to make sure that they can come and enjoy this. Now, this to me is peaceful, but other people might enjoy Chiang Mai and think that that's really peaceful. Or Phuket, or anywhere else, Bangkok, parts of Bangkok, they might just love the activity and the Thai culture and everything there. So whatever turns you on, that's very cool. And make sure to stay in that positive frame of mind and look for the things around you that you enjoy, and don't pay attention to the stuff you don't. And remember, when it comes to picking your friends, there's always an option. See you, Jason, out.